Hey guys, it's me, it's Nick, Last Stop Reviews, whatever you want to call me. I'm trying a new format for my videos. I really don't like the fact that I'm behind the camera a lot because I really want to feel like you guys can kind of get to know me, and I really want to be able to build rapport with you guys. So over my next few films, I'm going to be trying a few different formats, different ways of shooting it, maybe different ways of introducing it like I'm doing on this one. Just see what I kind of like the best, what gives me the best feel. But just getting into it, this is actually my final review, final thoughts, initial review, whatever you want to call it, over the Trexta Maia. I've had this on my phone for a few days now, probably 3 or 4. Zoom in really fast so you guys can see this a little better. But it is just a leather case, it's a flip style, but I'm actually just going to switch up to a close-up camera right about now so you guys can see a little bit better of my review. Alright guys, as I was saying, this is the Trexta Maia. I got it from my gear store. It was $24.99 on sale. Normally it's $39.99, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'd bet most of my computers that it is $39.99. All it comes with is the case itself and this little earbud cable management system. Now, it does look funny, but they do work. I used this for a few days, but my headphones are a pair of Sony's. They came with their own case that I prefer using, so I don't really have any use for that at the moment. But just getting into the case a little bit, let's work our way outside in. It has holes for the headphones, sorry I just drawn a blank there, the camera, and the dock. Now the speakers are kind of covered on the bottom, but I didn't notice that it made a big difference. The standby button is not cut out, but you can get to it all the same, no problem. There are 4 corners that are also not totally covered, but normally that'd be a big deal for me, but I found that there is enough covering on this that the 4 corners don't get even touched, so that really isn't a huge deal. Now the headphone slot doesn't line up perfectly, so it's not really centered. It kind of cheats to one side or the other, as you guys can hopefully see. I know there's a glare right there, but it doesn't really make a huge difference. Now the case is lined in a felt-like material. Yeah, felt-like material. I'd pretty much say it's kind of like what you'd get on a pool table after it's been relined, reupholstered, whatever you want to say. It is genuine leather, it's not synthetic leather, so that's really nice, and it actually doesn't come with that new leather scent that kind of smells bad. So Trexta does a really nice job making a pretty good product so far, and they do just have the little logo here on the back, as you can see. But working our way in, there's no plastic covering here, it's just the iPhone itself, and as you can see, the top is just open to slide in and out. And getting the phone in and out is really easy. It just slides in, no problem whatsoever. The inside is the same way, felt lined all the way on the sides, but it's not felt lined on the top. On the top it's just bare leather, the stitching, so that might mess up the chrome a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it just because everything else is so well protected that that little bit of stitching right there I don't think is going to mess up the phone at all. But it does have the sensors cut out, so if you're on the phone and you pull it back, the sensors up here aren't going to be covered. So you can pull the phone back, still use it, and that's not going to be an issue. This is kind of a lint trap, this felt material, but just keep it clean, guys. If you have one of those lint rollers, it'll take it right off, no problem. Now, padding wise, as far as like protection goes, this is pretty good. It's not just leather. There is some padding in between it, both on the top, they're a little cushiony, and on the side. One thing I did forget to mention, the volume rocker is not exposed, but there is a little, not really indentation I want to say, but well, I'll show you guys. There's this little thing right here. It's kind of it's kind of like a pressed symbol on there that shows where it's going to be. And the standby switch is exposed. You can get to that. But as you guys saw, it goes in really easily, which I kind of wish they would have put some kind of latch here on the top that maybe you can just, maybe another magnetic flap, because whenever you go to charge it or if you use it, it kind of likes to cheat up a little bit, so it won't always line up nicely. Another thing that I do notice with this is if you do a lot of web browsing and you hit the top to go to back to the top of the page, because of how thick the material is, it can be really difficult to actually get up to the top and get back to the top of the page or whatever you're trying to do. And on the same note, because they round the corners the way they do on the top, it kind of cuts off very, very minimal amount of the screen. Not much that it's really a hindrance or anything, but I really don't want to say it's a great case and not tell you guys everything that is kind of off with it. But little metal piece here, just cosmetic design. It closes with magnets. Let's see if I can't get the reflection on it. I had it a second ago. Well, let's try this a little better. You can see there's kind of two circles here and here, and there's corresponding parts of the magnet on the two sides right here, and it just closes, and it's not going to fall out. So as you can see, I mean, the case does, as you can see, the case does take a while to break in, but it shuts really well. It's not going to go anywhere. Now, one thing I wish Trexta would have done on this maybe is, I know this isn't meant to be a holster, but it's such a nice case that adding a little belt loop on the back, maybe one of the ones that just snaps on, would have been a great little addition, just because you could easily use this as a hip holster, no problem, because of how easy it slides in and out. Now I realize that isn't what it's designed for, but that's just my 2 cents on it. But guys, it's an awesome case. I've loved using it. It isn't really my style as far as cases go, but if you're maybe doing business meetings or you just like leather accessories, maybe you want it to match your wallet or something, it in fact does match mine pretty perfectly. So guys, if this is your style, I would highly recommend this case. It does have the corners exposed, but that's not a big deal at all.